What's up, friends? It is once again the Doctor, Dr. Remy LeBeau, coming at you from the X-Lair, here to cure all the ailments that you are experiencing due to your lack of amazing exposure to incredible statues of your favorite X-Men characters. Here is a classic, of course, Wolverine, a statue that was created by a very talented sculptor in Mexico who actually designed this statue after an image by another Latin artist, Humberto Ramos. Um, Mr. Ramos designed this exact pose, this exact design in Wolverine number 46, Civil War. This is a Civil War issue. And supposedly Mr. Humberto Ramos actually approved this statue, like, basically gave his blessing for it to be completed. Mr. Chucho Rojas, a very talented sculptor, he does kind of like anime. He has a kind of like an anime style. As you can tell here, he's able to capture Mr. Ramos's style like very precisely, and sort of turn the image into a three-dimensional sculpture, which is something that is very challenging, especially when the reference artwork is not very realistic. So it's just a testament to his talent and his style that this statue came out so great. And you can see back here, this is the bishop statue, which I actually had commissioned by Mr. Chucho Rojas, which I've posted a blog post and a video of online, so you can check it out on my blog or in my YouTube channel, where I highlight all the beautiful qualities of that statue. After I had seen this statue, I tracked down Mr. Rojas after having ordered this from him, and I had him actually sculpt me that bishop, which was based on a Joe Mad Daria. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but Joe Mad, ex-artist of the 90s, who has a very animated style to him. So I thought that Chucho would do such a great job of creating a bishop statue based on his designs, and he did, and it wound up fantastic, and I have it here in a Detolf glass case, and it's one of the gems of my collection. Again, you can check out more on that statue on my blog. So this statue, there's a forum called statueforum.com and also statuemarvels.com. They're kind of like the two main statue forums where artists, and there's also sideshowcollectors.com. That's another one. And some artists that are like independent and kind of demonstrate like their own personal work on those sites, and sometimes people like do group commissions and have them create particular statues, and then they produce a certain amount of them, like a limited amount of them. This is one of those that was created. I'm pretty sure it was a group commission, and like Bishop wound up being a group commission. I got a few other guys to get in on it, and so there's a few of those out there as well. I got in on it at the tail end of it, luckily, and I managed to order one myself directly from Mr. Chucho Rojas, and because immediately when I saw the design, I just like fell in love with it. I thought it was such a cool design for Wolverine, and after contacting Chucho, like he actually paints them himself also, so I was just really happy to be able to get involved in this commission, and to actually get it sent to me and like in one piece, given that it was being sent from Mexico. I mean, sometimes shipping overseas can be detrimental to a statue's health. Fortunately, that did not happen with mine, and it came out spectacular. So the guy, Chucho Rojas, super talented, kind of a hard to find character now. Like I think he's become really busy as a professional like sculptor. I think he works designing toys or something in Mexico for companies that have like American licensees like Disney. So I mean, the guy is in high demand, so it's almost impossible to get a hold of him now. So if you're actually looking for this statue now, you're not gonna find it unless a collector puts theirs up for sale on eBay, which happens occasionally. When it does happen, I've seen them go all the way up to like $400. So this is a statue that's in high demand. It's one of those rare independently produced statues that a lot of people want because it's it was done so well. It captures like the artwork so well, and just as a stand uh, as a piece in and of itself, as an art piece in and of itself, it's just fantastic, just spectacular. Um, so let's talk about the features of this beautiful statue. So the base is like the bishop base. I don't know if you've seen my bishop statue, but I actually asked him to create the same base for bishop after having seen this one. It's Chucho's own style of an X base. It's kind of got like an elevated quality, and in the center it's got like an elevated X, like a beautiful X that's again his own conception of an X for an X base. So it's all his own conception. It's not copying anyone. It's not copying Boeing designs. It's something that he came up with. It's beautiful. The X is is painted beautifully in kind of like a orange with like a fade to yellow. It's just lovely. And then the cutouts are in red. It's very elegant. It's kind of breathtaking, actually. I'm so glad I'm doing a video of this because it's really cool doing these videos because it really allows me to give a lot of attention to each statue, the kind of attention that I gave when I first got them, and so it allows me to kind of fall in love with them all over again. And there's just so much to fall in love with in this statue, so much. Um, so the boots are just fantastic. Like they're done so well, and like I mean they're exactly the boots in the comic. It's just like there's the boots. They kind of have like a gray and a black to them, and they're like kind of big and like cartoony, and that's exactly what you see in the statue. Like the colors, like it's like black and gray, but like kind of fading to light, and then it's got like that center design with like the with almost like a reverse widow's peak, coming in. It's just beautiful, and then the two yellow stripes on each side kind of protrude out. That's Chucho's touch. He's an artist. He thought that would look good, and it does. It looks great. I love that he did that throughout the entire thing. It's on the gloves as well. The two lines on the gloves kind of protrude out as well on there. It's just he's got such a great sense of style and such a great artistic um, approach. It's always a win. In my book, it's always a win. The guy's a winner. So the anatomy itself, not realistic whatsoever, but captures the anatomy from the statue, from the artwork. Again, you can see the legs are like skinny, and so the legs are skinny here. But I mean, obviously, it does have like musculature as it would in like any statue. And what's really cool, it's got like these wrinkles, like you see wrinkles coming down towards the crotch there. It's just he pays a lot of attention to detail. Like even though it's not an actual, it's not obviously it's a more of a cartoony design. That's what Humberto Ramos does. Still, when Chucho draws pants, he's gonna throw in some wrinkles like in the butt as well. There's wrinkles here in the back. There's some wrinkles. Like he he thinks about everything he does. He's a great freaking artist. That's why this statue is awesome and also hard to find. Um, Another really cool thing is like so starting in the bottom with like the blue elements to the pants. Along the edges, there's like stitching. There's like stitching on it, so it just makes it look just like so much more realistic. As realistic as something can be. And there's actually like a zipper here in the front, which is something you don't often see in like costumes on superhero statues, which is a nice touch as well. Um, then you've got the X belt. I mean, obviously, the X belt is very similar in design and shape to the base. So I think he might have actually based the base design on the belt, which is great. It's got the same shape, kind of like elevated, and then the X in the middle, and it's perfect. It's flawless. It's a flawless X, and the paint job is awesome as well. And then you've got the belt with the pouches that go all the way around. Just attention to detail all over the place on this statue. The guy did not miss a beat as far as trying to capture every aspect of this design perfectly. Then you've got the tiger stripes on the side, beautiful. The top of the statue, fantastic. I love the elevated sort of like trapezoids on his arm. Trapezoids. Is it trapezoids? I don't. It's not trapezoids, but it's like the traps, the trap muscles on the above the shoulders. Like they're enormous, but they perfectly mirror the trap muscles on the design that Humberto Ramos had. So it's like perfect. Um, and then you've got more of the tiger stripes up there, and then you've got like the shoulder pads, and then the arms. Pretty much capture the arms exactly as they were drawn. Beautiful, just shaded nicely, fantastic. Then you've got these beautiful gloves, again with the protruding stripes. And then what's really cool, really cool, and something that has actually turned out to be somewhat of a problem for some collectors with the statues that they've received are the claws. Like they're freaking awesome. Let me see if I can get. I mean, obviously I've got a close up of them on my blog post, but you can see like they get fatter as they come out, and they're just cut so elegantly and well crafted, and just look fantastic. And again, it just reflects his talent and his attention to detail as a true professional, as a person that truly wants to create quality sculptures and make the collectors super happy. I'm ecstatic with this piece. I've also got it in one of the glass cases because I feel like it's such a special piece that it deserves that extra special protection and sort of attention. Um, and then of course, just beyond the costume, which is fantastic and flawless. I love it, love it. So much good, so many good details to the statue. Is the head, and the head actually comes out, and it's got a magnet. And you can see here is the head, just done brilliantly. And the reason why the head comes out is because there's actually an alternate head in which he is not wearing the mask and he has the mask behind him. But I never use that head, and I have it in the box for this statue, which is like buried in my box, sort of reservoir where I keep all the boxes. Collectors for these statues know that we need to keep our boxes in order to maintain the value of the pieces if we ever need to sell them. So if you're getting into this hobby and you you need to plan for that. You need to plan with space for the extra box, the room for the boxes that are going to come along with these statues, which tend to be kind of bulky and take up a lot of room. Anyway, um, and that's why it would be hard for me to dig out the box for this statue, which has the alternate head. But maybe at some point in the future I'll dig it out and I'll take some photos of it. Um, but yeah, so the mask is just wonderful. He did kind of like it just looks so Humberto Ramos, like totally captures the look beautifully, and I don't know, it's just perfect. Like it's sculpted so well, like the head, the everything's great. Can't say enough good things about it. Can't say enough good things about it. This is definitely my favorite Wolverine statue, hands down, without a doubt. Nobody has created another Wolverine statue like this. I like it so much that, and I like my Bishop statue so much that I actually commissioned Chucho Rojas, the sculptor, to actually create a variant of this statue in X-Force, in his X-Force form, and I'll be featuring that one very soon. It's the Wolverine of choice that I have leading my X-Force team. It looks fantastic. These two statues look great together. Uh, it's just unfortunate that I can't get him to work for me anymore because he's so popular and it's so hard to get a hold of him. But I was going to commission him to do not a bishop, a Bastion statue. Bastion being the human form of Master Mold, the Uber Sentinel that became sentient and started creating his own Sentinels. He was sent through this thing called the Siege Perilous, which is like this doorway into. It's like this mystical doorway that causes anything that goes through it to have like this spiritual transformation in which they become the form who they truly are at their core. And so he actually wound up becoming a person and became this villain named Bastion, who did a lot of bad stuff in the 90s and actually did some bad stuff recently in the X-Force Volume 3, I think it was, where they first introduced the Black Ops team. He was one of the villains in one of the story arcs there, which is very cool. I wanted Chucho to do a Joe Mad inspired version of of Bastion, but he never got around to doing it because he got super busy, and talent like that does not go unnoticed by people that have money, more money than I have to pay him for the work that he does, which he deserves quite a bit of money for because he's just incredible. So again, one really great thing about this statue is that nobody's really done Wolverine in this design yet, like in statue form, or at least there aren't any good statues of it. Bone Design is actually planning it. This is more of sort of the astonishing X-Men look for Wolverine. So this is actually the modern X-Men version of Wolverine that I have in my modern display. And so he works great in as far as like a modern X-Men display, or alone as just a beautiful piece. There's just so many good ways to use this statue, and I can't say enough good things about it, and so I'll stop now. Again, I hope that if you do want one of these, that eventually you do get the opportunity to get one, but I doubt that there will be many opportunities for that because it's a highly sought after piece, and rightfully so, because it's just incredible. It's just fantastic. All right, folks, that is as much enthusiasm as I can possibly get out about this statue today. Thank you all for checking out my video. Thank you for checking out my blog. That's X-Men Statues of Future Past.blogspot.com. Thank you for checking out my YouTube channel, which is Dr. Remy LeBeau. Unofficially, it's Dr. Remy LeBeau's X-Lair. And as always, X in the box because ain't nobody checking me. Y'all take care of yourselves, and stay tuned for some more amazing X-Men statue fun coming your way. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.